Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Satisfactory. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So in between episodes, I did a bunch of work down here by where we are going to be making our iron refining area. And yes, there is a lot of stuff that has happened here. So let's take a look at what I have done so far. So the biggest thing is that you can see, well, there's a lot of building been done here. So I started out by putting in 6 water pumps. Now, the current number of refineries that I have upstairs will only take 2 of these 6 to power it. So 2 of these can handle 12 of those. So I've got 12 of them up there. So we're definitely not going to be using all of these. Currently, when I turn the power on, it runs 4 of them. And I probably will try to get 24 of those up there. But that is going to make an absolutely huge amount of iron every minute. So let's go up and just take a look at that. Well, and before we do, so in here I have the pipes. So the pipes go underneath this little dock area. Haven't decided yet if I want to keep the concrete underneath them. But it does go underneath that so we can walk really nicely through here and take a look at all of these so that we can see what they're doing and all of that. But they don't have near the lift that is needed to get up there. So I did build this little pump room, and this will also be a control room for the pumps. So we need to get a switch system in here that will allow us to turn on groups of pumps. Now those groups will include the booster pumps, which are here, and then the extractors out there. So it will be, like for, say, this pipe right here is these first 2 extractors. The one on the right side right now is the next 2 on this side, and then the center one is the 2 down on the end. Now, I was not able to get more than 3 into this space. I could have gotten 4 on this side, but I decided keep it balanced, make it look decent. But if we head up top, and I'm still experimenting with this thing right here, but if we head up top, we have the pipes going up. We can very easily see what is going on with them, and they are currently full of water. But if we head up here, this is going to be our logistics floor. And so you can see there are a whole bunch of conveyor floor holes. And so these are going to be the inputs. And you know what? Let's hide our hand. But these are going to be the inputs, and those over there are going to be the outputs. Now, if we go up once more, if I can get on the ladder, thank you, we can see our pipe comes up through the floor and then splits, and it is just manifold feeding into every one of these. Now, what I'm going to do is, again, put a walkway on top of these pipes so that we can come up alongside the refineries and be able to access them. We've got just Mark 1 conveyor lifts on top of these because these don't need a huge amount. They only need 35 iron ore per minute. But on the output, we did need to go with Mark 2 because they put out 65 per minute. So if we take a look at how much that is, so we've got 65 per minute, and currently we have 12 of them. That's 780 iron ingots per minute. So I do want to try to keep these in groups of 12 because that 780 happens to be the maximum output that is able to be handled by a Mark V belt. Now, granted, we are not going to beat a Mark V belts for a very long time. That requires aluminum and alclad sheets, but just forward thinking, we're going to try to keep it at 12 or less. Well, 12 is obviously the ideal. But there is a problem that I realized we're going to have here. And that problem is the reason that I have 3 truck stations down here. So it's really easy to have a truck station that we can grab our iron ore and deliver it in here. And so we'll probably have, like, this truck station will be for the iron that is inbound. And then we have one for the ingots that are outbound. But the trucks that are coming in here need to be fueled. So we are going to need one station dedicated to the drop-off of fuel of some kind. Currently, we are going to be using coal. Once we get into oil refinery or oil refining and packaging, we will update that to use packaged fuel, and eventually I will try to get that to use turbo fuel, which will be quite a ways down the road. But so, yeah, that is going to be a major limiting factor right now. So we need to be able to get our coal in here to fuel all of this. Now, we could draw some coal off of our 2 pure nodes here, but I don't really want to do that because we're going to have to boost our power supply some more in order to be able to turn all of this on. You know, this is going to draw a large amount of power, and so I would really like to be able to get it to where we are using both of these pure coal nodes for power generation, which also means we will have to boost our, possibly build another fuel powerhouse, and we'll also have to get a lot more water pumps or water extractors down in the lake. So instead, I think we want to go with these 2 normal coal nodes, and we only need one of them to fuel all of this. One will definitely keep up with tractors going out and grabbing iron from the various nodes here. So that's not going to be an issue. We just need to pick one and take it. Now, there are some other nodes that we could potentially use. There's these 2 impure nodes here. And that might actually be when I think about it, that might actually be a better choice. And then we could use the 2 normal nodes for steel production. So, in all actuality, I think I might go that route. So, we're going to go and get a little bit of coal mining set up on these 2 impure nodes, get a truck station set up down there, and we're going to actually start a tractor running back and forth between this iron refining area and the coal, and it will just run back and forth. Currently, it would just be using its own fuel and dropping that much off, but in the future, it would be taking care of all of it. So if we can get that set up sooner rather than later, that would be better. So then the question becomes, how do we want to go about doing that? And I think for now, we're just going to have that go up along the river, and then we will bridge over the river and all of the lakes. We're not going to have it drive down through the water or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna get going on that. I've got a decent amount of supplies on me. If I need more, and I do think I'm going to need more concrete, but I've got a bunch of project boxes here that have a large amount of supplies in them. So, yeah, I think I'm going to get that all set up. We have power out there currently for the quartz mine. So if we look here, the quartz mine is over here. So we have power coming over here. So I think we're going to branch off from that and come this way. Now, one thing that I have wanted to do is make some decent looking power transmission lines. And I think we finally have all of the stuff to do it. I just don't know for sure what I want to do. I would kind of like to make it look like some massive overhead power lines like you would see on major transmission lines. I don't know that we really have the ability to do that. I'll do a little research, do a little experimental building, see what we can do. I think it'd be cool if we could do it. If we can't, we have plenty of ability to just run power cables like we have. So, yep, let me get to that, and I will see you guys in a little bit. So I am getting more than a little bit of work done here on this bridge, and I decided to go ahead and just make an entire highway. And I'm really liking the way that this is looking, so we're going 3 foundations wide so that we can actually have a full-on highway. Main reason for that being we have multiple nodes out here, and I'm assuming we're probably going to get a few more out in this area that we can work with. But, yeah, this is a lot of work, but I did see this on the Satisfactory calculator, so it wasn't exactly like this, The one that I saw actually had a bit more height to the, so it had more of the conveyor supports and only one set of the connectors on each one. Now these are really fiddly to make. So what we need to do to start out with to make these is we need a wall, and then we need to go, if I can get the right thing here, then we need to go 3 walls, 3 1 meter walls up from there. Then we need to put a foundation on here, and this is what we are going to build everything on. So now we'll go ahead and grab a ladder so that we can get up on top of this, because we do need to get up there. And can I please close that? All right. So then what we'll do is grab a power pole, and we're going to place this down right about there. So now to get the height to the pole, we need to delete the wall out from underneath, and then this is a bit of trial and error. It's rather difficult to hit it dead on, so I missed by one little bit that time. And so there we go. Now the bottom power pole is directly in line with the top one. So that gives us the double height pole. So the next thing that we need to do is place down a road barrier. Now we need to make sure that this road barrier is at a 90-degree angle to the direction we want the cables to go. So in the case of this one, I want to be with the foundation basically. So then we are going to take a wall. We're going to replace our barrier with the wall. We are going to place another one here, and actually I did that wrong. Let's go ahead and take that back out. We need to first put in our conveyor supports. So we will grab our logistics, go to our conveyor wall mounts, and these are really difficult to get to place in there because it sees the power pole and really struggles to do it. So I'm going to place it right there just below the insulator on the power pole. Now if we grab a couple of foundations here so that we can get around the side, we'll grab our conveyor wall mount, and then again, rather fiddly, but we can get it in there. Now we can delete these walls. Now we can place this one back in here, and we'll place this one up as well. So then we grab our double wall connectors, and then we can place these so that they're at the height of the conveyor support. Now the nice thing about this is the fact that we can actually have the 6 lines that are on the side be switched power lines, and the ones underneath, or the one on top, we can have it just be an on power line. So we can supply power and we can control from a distance. And of course, the final thing to do then is to go ahead and connect all of our wires between them. And yeah, like I say, there is a lot of power transmission capability here and a lot of control capability. And it looks, so what it looks like to me is an old telegraph line. So I think that's pretty cool. So we could do that, or we could do the one like the Satisfactory calculator that and this is actually slightly lower on the conveyor supports. But we could also do that one where it has more arms with less insulators per arm. I don't really know. I just think it looks absolutely amazing. Another thing is ziplining down this would probably be pretty easy because of the fact that you have so many wires to grab onto. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what ziplining would be like, but I do think this is the type of power lines we are going to use. I just think they look absolutely amazing, and they have a very good functionality to them. So, yeah, lots more to do here. I am going to be bringing this around to there, kind of follow the river, but we're going to stay elevated. And then over here, if we hop in our Explorer here, we can get turned around. So up here on the other end, I did have to go up just a little bit. There was a rock in the way. But up here, we can see we were kind of shooting for going over this lake, but we're going to have to just have a very slight curve over to the side there. But we have, I think, down here, well, it's underneath the bridge, and actually kind of right underneath us right now, there is an iron mine, or an iron node. We also have a copper node here, limestone there, caterium there. This is up on top. We haven't actually seen it. We've only gotten it from scanning. Same thing with this sulfur node. But there's plenty of stuff over here, and so having a major highway that we can have trucks and tractors going down all the time, I think is well worth it. So I guess the next thing is figuring out exactly where our power lines are going to go. And yeah, I have to say that looks absolutely amazing from a distance. Definitely better than the standard power lines. I would love to see something like that be an option for the game, because as you can see, those are rather fiddly to set up. But yes, I would love to see those as a standard feature in the game. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and grab this slug. Why not? So I'm going to need some ramps. Go ahead and get some ramps in here. That is not what I wanted. Thank you very much. And I'm not on Zoop mode. Of course I'm not. Why would I want to be on Zoop mode? So that should be close enough. So we'll grab this slug. Nope, we're going to have to go just a touch closer. And then I'm going to continue working on this because, yeah, this has taken me a couple hours. So not like that is a short deal, and making the power lines so that they look cool like that is going to be a difficult endeavor. But like I say, we are going to run constant on power through the center, and then all of the others are able to be switched. And because of that, if we want to go with more arms, we can have a lot of switched circuits running out to wherever we're going to. So, yep, I will continue working on this, and I will be back. So I've been working on the road out to the coal for some time now, and I want these guys, our road patterns, or whatever you want to call them. Now, in order to do that, we are going to need to get our coupons. Now, the coupons are really something else right now, because the game has been running quite a bit, and we have a lot of coupons. You ready for this? 71 coupons. Yes, we have been getting lots of. Now, part of that is due to, well, me not feeling too good here the last couple of days. And so I just kind of was having things sit here and craft. And yeah, what I crafted, heavy modular frames. Yeah, I crafted a whole bunch of these. And the thing is I threw something like 10 stacks of them into the sink. And we got something around the neighborhood of 3.11 million points per minute. It was absolutely insane. But with 71 coupons, I think we can pretty much buy whatever we want. So sure, let's go ahead and get this coated concrete. I think this takes plastic to do, but we'll get that. We'll get the steel walls. I have seen these used to great effect. Glass roofs, which will be kind of nice at times. The steel roof, the tar roof. So just some differing roof materials. And then if we get some arrows and some dotted lines, some solid lines, some factory icons, transport icons, factory zone patterns, pathway patterns, and number patterns. Now, what did that put us at? 13 of them. We're at 47. Sure, we'll buy all. So now, what else do we still have? So we still have all of the lighting related things. Now, this is actually something that I'm wanting to kind of get into because I really want to be able to get some light. It gets dark out there at night, but I don't know just yet if I'm ready for that. So we'll see. See what else we've got here. Management. Yeah, we do have the Mark II. We need to get those. The clean pipes are kind of nice. We probably could use the hypertube stuff. Sure. foundations. All that we're missing is our quarter pipes and our quarter pipe extensions. So that's another 17. Yeah, these coupons disappear fast. Walls. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the tilted walls. And then over here, oh, we don't have enough for those anymore, do we? Nope. Darn it. Well, we can get the stairs, and we can get the industrial... What? No, we're out of coupons. That's 7. Well, how's that? 71 coupons gone, just like that. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But so with some of this stuff that we just got, I believe we need to have... I think, yes, we need the color cartridges for those. Now, we really haven't had a use for that yet, but we do have a lot of flower petals, and I mean a lot of flower petals, that I haven't been doing anything with. So let's go ahead and make up a few color cards. Wow. 5 petals gives us 10 of those. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have too much trouble with that. Okay, we got 100 of them. That should be good. So now, if we come in here, we should be able to take something like, I don't know, say a... Well, let's put a right arrow here. And so then we can say, yeah, right arrow. And there it is. Now, can we remove that? No right arrow. No, that is just pattern removal. Okay, there we go. Now, does that give us our... That even gives us our color cartridge back. So then the other thing that I'm wondering is, can we change the color of those somehow? I'm not really seeing anything that looks like we could change the color, but I've seen people put on like white lines, and these are yellow, so how do we adjust the color? That's a good question. So maybe we need to mess with the colors, because you know, some of what we have up here, I don't know how this works. Well, I am going to experiment with that a little. I don't want to show you guys what I got going on out there just yet, but one last thing before I go. Will say the first time that I'm actually going to be using a blueprint for something, it makes life so much easier to have that in a blueprint. So yeah, it is unfortunate. You have to break each piece individually, but being able to make them and then being able to use our road barriers, that is not a road barrier, being able to use our road barriers to rotate them. So then if we come in here to the blueprint, grab our pole, now we can, if we back up here a little bit, we can see that can rotate this. Yeah. Can you please snap to it? Stop being dumb. I was not having any trouble at all with this before. I don't know. But yeah, I was able to get these to rotate to where I wanted them, and now I can't seem to do it. I'm just having no luck whatsoever. But anyway you look at it, yeah, so there it rotated. I don't understand what's going on. I'm confused. But yes, those will be really nice for making things look a lot better. So I'm going to try to get this color and pattern thing figured out, and then I'll show you guys what I've got. And with a substantial amount of work done, we now have a road system that still needs some supports, but a road system, and an offloading system, as well as a few other bits over here that we will be looking at. So one of the first things that I'm going to say is this is the first off-ramp for the highway that I built, and I feel like it needs to be narrowed down to only one foundation. This 2 foundation wide it's just too much. But so coming down in here, we have a bunch of really neat looking things. We've got actually a little spot that we can walk down underneath and go out. Yeah, I just goofing around. But so we have this here where the trucks can turn in and be offloaded. Now this first one here is going to be set up for the iron ore. The second one is already set up for the coal. And so this is our fuel station for the area here. And actually we could go ahead and rename this if we wanted to. So we can say iron fuel station. And so now, I don't know if we have to press enter or not, but now if we look here, it shouldn't say docking. It still says docking station. If we look on the map, does it still say that? No, it says iron fuel station. So I don't know what's going on there for sure. But also I added a parking area over here. So we've got several tractors here. Now the one that is doing the coal is already running back and forth, so we don't have to worry about that. We can also park our Explorer here. I think it's really fun to do that. But I have been doing a bunch of stuff, and we're actually going to take a tractor for this. But I have been doing a bunch of stuff involving getting the iron ore mines set up. So one thing that we have here, we have a ramp coming up here, and this, obviously I've got a lot of work to do on the roads yet, but you know, we have an intersection here. The coal tractor, it drives across the ramp and goes over here, gets onto the on-ramp for the highway, and then heads out. So we'll go ahead and head out this way and then turn around. But so, yes, that took a huge amount of work to set all of that up. I mean, the amount of time there, that I'm not even wanting to think about it. But so we have a bridge here. I think that looks really neat. And then we come up here. Now, I was running into some problems in trying to get this. So I have an intersection between the ramp and the highway, and it just doesn't match up real well because I had to do it on a slope, mainly because of the terrain. But what I found, there's a couple of things here. So I was able to put some corner slopes in here, and that kind of hides the edges because the edges do show up. But also what I found is that we can color these so we can see this doesn't look white for the edge of the concrete, and that's because the concrete itself is colored black, and we can see that here from the side, and if I turn on my light we can see this quite a bit better. But so coloring the concrete itself black actually makes the side of the concrete look almost exactly like the asphalt, so it doesn't really show up very much. It's not a very substantial bump, so I'm not overly concerned about it. Now the next thing is, well, in various locations around here, so we can see there are 3 iron mines out here. We have 1 pure and 2 impure, and then 2 here that are just impure. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where all of the iron mines are going to be, and then I'll try to connect all the roadways up and everything like that. But what we're going to be doing with this one, we are not going to be coming off of the highway to this. We are actually going to be going over the dunes for now, coming through here, and then there is a slight ramp on the back side of the area over here. So we have just a tiny bit of a ramp. We can get up on here and then come into the loading area from this direction. Also part of the reason why I want to make this more of a single ramp coming onto this area, because I don't want, you know, it to feel like we're supposed to go back out that way. But so I do need to get all this set up for transporting the iron ore. I have not hooked up any of the conveyors running up to the top, but we did. Oh, that must have been that guy. I was thinking it sounded like a plasma spitter, but I didn't think there were any plasma spitters around here. But so, yes, we will be setting all of this up. At the moment, like I said, not going to be really making a roadway through here. At this particular time, this foundation is actually aligned to the world grid. I think I'm going to be changing that a little bit. I've seen some videos on how to align foundations to the miners, And I think I'm going to experiment with that just a little bit, see how it looks. And then also, I kind of want to make something that looks a little bit more industrial here. I want this to feel like a very industrial spot. Obviously 2 iron mines right next to each other and the truck station. We want this to feel like, there's some substance here, that, the world has got a little bit of a story behind it, that they've spent some time building all of this stuff or whatever. And then obviously there are some spots here in the highway, anywhere that I had to go from a single ramp to a double ramp, it just doesn't look real good because of the way that it is. I may have to change some of these ramps from the double ramps to single ramps and then inverted ramps. I don't know. But I'm liking the way that things are going here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try to get the iron ore transport set up next, and then we're going to start actually running the conveyors up into the refineries. We should be able to start getting some iron. Did have a 3rd truck station there on the side of the pump building and the parking spaces. That will be where the iron ingots are picked up. So yeah, that's what I've got planned. And I'm going to try to work on some of the simpler things between episodes, and we won't turn any of those on until the next one, because we are out of time for this episode. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, anything that I might be able to do to make, like roadways look better, or the foundations, or ideas for industrial looking builds around the miners, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.